Hi, it's Maya. I recently made a video on how following 3 essential steps can make weight loss and weight maintenance a lot easier, and these tips work really well when you apply them correctly. But over Christmas and New Year I ate a lot of sweet treats like many people do, so let me apply my own advice to myself for 4 days in a row. I was away from my grandma and her never-ending supply of sweet treats, so let's see how I did. This video is not to shame myself at all, but there's one thing I notice after a period of eating more sweets. Due to the addictive nature of industrial sugar, I tend to eat when I get a craving, and not just when I'm physically hungry. Like every day, Saturday started with a cup of oat milk coffee. Trust me, I'm aware of the fact that I'm drinking too much coffee, but reducing my caffeine intake is a task for another day. Next, my granny and I each enjoyed a glass of vegetable juice, which contains tomato, beetroot, cabbage, and carrot. Lunchtime came around and I cooked a tomato soup and baked a frozen baguette in the oven, of which I enjoyed quite a few slices. After lunch, I had a second oat milk coffee. For dinner, I ate some white beans in a tomatoey sauce along with basil tofu. I had about half of that tofu, I'd say. For dessert, my mum surprised me with a vegan chocolate sweet treat that had a gooey and chewy raspberry filling. I was on the train on Sunday and my mum had made me 2 breakfast rolls with tomato, cucumber, mango chutney, tofu slices and apple, and this was an absolute banger. So this was one of those moments where I knew I wasn't actually hungry, but I ate that second roll anyway. That's the kind of thing that should be avoided if I was going for weight loss. Next, I had a massive cup of coffee with 2 teaspoons of sugar. When I arrived in the city where I study, I ate a banana with chia seeds and cinnamon and made a full teapot of fruit tea. For a late dinner, I heated vegetable stuffed ravioli with tomato sauce and had that with a small cucumber. Monday started with tea and French pressed coffee with sugar. And after that, I made myself a little bowl with plant-based vanilla oat yogurt, topped with a big handful of strawberries, as well as a maracuja fruit. I got these strawberries from the organic shop, and they really were worth the money this time. Following that, I indulged in 2 sweet plant-based oat cookies. I was in my university city to defend my diploma thesis, which I wrote on the treatment of adult congenital heart diseases. And after that defense, I was absolutely ravenous and had a raw coconut bar. On my way home, I had an oat milk cappuccino at one of the best coffee places in town. So delicious and mellow. In the afternoon, hunger came once again, so I ate a pea and vegetable stew along with plant-based sausage. This canned stew was done in about 5 minutes, which was perfectly convenient. For dinner, it was a kiwi, a handful of grapes, and a handful of strawberries. I also ate 2 oat cookies and 2 gingerbread cookies. Tuesday was a long day on the train once again, so my talent for snacking was very much needed. I started off in the morning with an entire package of dried apple crisps, which are a highly underrated snack in my opinion. Before noon, I solved some sudokus and continued snacking, this time on a raw vegan banana bar. I got hungry again some hours later and ate approximately half of these grapes, as well as a dried fruit snack made from raspberry and apple. Then it was coffee time again, and for dinner I had beans in tomato sauce. 2 more oat cookies were in order, as well as a very strange craving I sometimes have: a lemon. I love eating lemons, but my tooth enamel just can't take it, which is why I reduced my lemon consumption long ago. The next morning started with an oat milk coffee, as well as another vegan sweet treat that my mum had bought for me. This one was white chocolate with a filling of coconut. The raspberry one from Sunday was at least an 8 out of 10. This one was more like a 5 or 6 though, because it was a lot drier. My wonderful mum made chili sin carne for lunch, which I ate with some slices of a baguette. In the afternoon, it was back to my granny's, so I had a coffee with sugar on the train, and while waiting at the station, I ate a sandwich stuffed with cucumber, tomato, sprouts, and tofu. I had only gotten that second train because its delay was even more severe than the first train's delay, So that's Germany in a nutshell. Back at Granny's, I ate this vegetable stew with rice and umami sauce, along with 2 small tomatoes. Let's finish by saying 5 positive affirmations. What I eat nourishes my body and keeps me healthy. Making healthy decisions in my everyday life is the most natural thing to do. I am glowing with health from the inside out. I found what works for me. I am safe and sound and always remain healthy. Thank you so much for watching.